Sue's house is the one on the extreme edge. And then you've got the properties down there, the families that live at the end of those houses.
Yeah.
One of whom is Steve Mark.
Yeah, Sue's.
Alright. Yeah.
Is this the floodline?
Yeah.
No. Yes. So you can see how close that is.
Yeah.
It is, and again, they said they needed 70 acres, but that 70 acres includes all that bit that goes down there. And when questioned, they sort of retrofitted it and said, oh, no, we don't need 40, or whatever it was they said they need.
So they've got that.
Yeah.
But I mean, 1 in 100 year flood these days is a figure. Doesn't mean a great deal. In terms of some places have had 1 in 100 year floods sort of 3 times in 5 years or something.
Yeah. Those fields down there, you can just see a car going along the lane.
Yep.
That's a small lane down there, but the fields between here and there are flooded regularly.
Yeah.
And that lane had
It was a river.
It had a foot of water on it,
Yeah.
didn't it, when we went there?
We've got photographs of that flooded last August.
Really, there's no way in and out of that place. There's no secondary escape route.
And their plans for what to do in the case of Foston seem a little bit hazy. They say, well, we'll put the pigs in markings. Well, they're being born at the rate of about 250 a week.
And the only place you've got there to put marquees is down on the floodplain.
Yeah.
mean,
Actually, we've never asked them that, have
no.
we? That's where they're going to put
That's
the
a
tents.
very good point, actually.
Which is not. I mean, for half the year probably would be so
That's
muddy
right.
and impossible that you wouldn't be able to do it even in
But
extremis anyway.
Just couldn't cope with the pigs to get the food in the room and then go back out and so forth. It's just, I mean, it's totally erroneous. They'd just have to shoot the lot and take them away in lorries.
So there's a lot of problems with it. The prevailing wind comes from that direction, so it blows something across there.
Right.
It's taking anything that does come off the side, whether it's just dust or whether it's something worse, across all these buildings.
Yep.
And obviously these are prisoners who can't move.
Yeah.
They're in the rooms a lot of the time. They're there. There's some very serious sentences in there.
Right.
There's murderers, people who are going to be there for 20 years. There's people in there for 3 months.
Yeah.
But they can't get away from it. And there's a lot of women in there. I mean, we know for a fact in the last 6 months there's been a suicide because we're all under stress.
Yeah. Well, women's prisons have an absolutely dreadful record.
Yeah.
And that's one of my concerns is that they've promised that this pig will be so clean and the air will go through filters and everything like that, which is fine and it probably will when it's new. But what guarantee will we have that they'll maintain these things?
In 10 years' time or 15 years' time. Or...
And we still don't know what's going to get through these filters. Very fine particulates may get through. And then there's the smell issue. I don't believe that they can control the smell.
We queried the Highways Agency about their consultation response.
Right.
And we said, do you know there's going to be tractors? And they said, oh no, there's no mention of tractors. There's going to be no tractors.
Right.
We said, well, it's putting itself forward as an agricultural activity.
Yeah.
And they said, well, they've not told us there's going to be tractors. And this is how vague it all is.
So coming on to the politics of it, it's been through district council who approved it.
No.
Or they just looked at it.
It was,
Oh,
it went
through
to went to district council. And they,
Great. Well, that's a good start.
they sort of went away from them. Then it went back to the county council.
Right.
The district council, who are a big consultee, they have again said that we don't want anything to do with it. The landscape officer and the heritage officer have said we don't want anything to do with it. It's ruining the landscape. It's ruining the building.
Yep.
Foston Hall. But the Highways Agency haven't had much to say.
Right.
We're really hoping the Environment Agency are going to shove a spanner in the works and not give them a permit.